Guys and dolls. So, Freedom Dad here, and I'm in an absolutely beautiful part of the world. You don't ever really get to appreciate it on my wee phone, but yeah. So similar to where I stay, but more in the middle of nowhere, And but listen, I'm absolutely walking fine. This is the first time, just saying the Lee. This is the first time I'm actually able to actually walk without any pain, and it's all back to normal. It's like, listen, you know, I think the scariest thing. I'm going to show you something. It's absolutely amazing. I haven't seen it myself, so we're both going to be seeing it for the first time. I'm just hoping the wind doesn't catch. If it is, I'm going to have to put my wee microphone thing in. I know it might be a wee bit buzzy, but there's a buzzard. So I heard a buzzard. There's a buzzard. Yeah, it's beautiful. Look at that, guys. That's where we're going to down now. Make sure this is clean. So yeah, it was like first time I've been demobilized. Um and I think what happened, I wasn't drinking any water because I couldn't move. So I couldn't move. Like I had to lie down, and because it's the hip, moving any way at all, it was agony. It was a small throb when I wasn't moving, manageable. And because I don't take painkillers, I always thought paracetamol was for sore heads. You know, I didn't know you could take paracetamol for something like that. Honestly, I really didn't know. And yeah, and stuff going through my head, guys, was like, am I ever going to be able to walk again? Have I done something permanent damage? And you know what I mean? And I wasn't able to move an inch, and it was absolute agony. I mean, I really was thinking a lot of dark thoughts to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm able to. You can hear. I don't know if you heard wee bit of a cracking noise, like clicking. But you know, it's old age. You know what I mean, guys? Getting older. I've been hammering the gym all my life. And I mean this all my life, hammering it. You know, that was my ugh, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just something that I did every time I was in prison. Gym. You know, if there was a bag work, weights, football, tennis, badminton. You know, I loved it, loved it. You know, and obviously I've done myself damage over the years, and even when I was really young, we used to do sponsored walks and sponsored cycles with in the children's homes. So yeah, really active all my days, and probably suffering for it now because of it, and at the end of the day, you know, it's got the right care and I'll be fine. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just using a bit of common sense now. So it is. And but no, I thank you all so much. You know what I mean? And I just want to say one thing, guys, before I go into my video. Because this is me to use, guys. You know what I mean? Um, like when I'm talking to you about stuff, it's personal because I want you to understand that mental health covers so many things, and I can't do this right. Obviously, I'm not gonna. I'm aware. I'm not stupid. You know what I mean, guys. But it needs to be real life. It needs to let people know that because you've all been through it. Not all of but quite a lot of know exactly what it's like dealing with trauma, PTSD, and all the things that go along with it. All the problems you have in life through work, through relationships, through interactions with the law, through interactions with authority. There's all sorts of problems that come with PTSD, and I like to think I address that in a way where people do not feel on their own anymore. And I think just knowing that somebody goes through exactly what you go through does make you feel a wee bit better. And then you can, if people recognize something and they say I cope with it in a certain way and they want to talk to me, this is what it's about. You know what I mean? Then ask me any questions, send me a message, and then I'll tell you as best I can. I'm not a doctor, guys. You know what I mean? I haven't done it. I've done a sociology. Sociology is it's it's like it's like they do with politics, social policies, you know what I mean? It's not like what you think. There's a wee bit there, like behaviour and all that, and uh, there is a wee bit of that in it, yes, definitely. But it doesn't make me in any way that you can take any advice from me, and that is going to be you should take it on board. You know what I mean? It's down to you. I'm just telling you how I cope with things, and how I deal with things, and what we all go through. You know what I mean? And what other people like around in working class areas deal with. But anyway, this is the point I'm going to make. You've got to let me be able to be like that, guys, and just whenever times are hard, be able to say that. And I don't want you going and buying me a coffee just because of that, because I won't be able to behave and talk to you the way I want to if that's because you got to understand it's very easy for people to come on and say a lot of nonsense about whatever they want, and I'm not here for anything. I can't be asked with that, and it's not about. I've got thick skin, guys. I just can't be bothered. I find it'll take up time and energy that I shouldn't be doing, but I know I won't be able to help myself. So you got to understand, I cannot. Is that somebody coming? Doesn't matter. I cannot. You cannot just buy me a coffee and that'll help me out in that particular time. It takes 5, 6, maybe a week. I don't know to get the money out. Right. So, um, I know you are wanting help, and listen, this is why our community is amazing. This is why I love my channel, because you are really kind-hearted souls. I can see that in your comments, and um, please listen. It's there to help Katie. It's help us with the horse. Had 250 quid or something like that, and absolutely amazing. And it's going to be a really big help with Katie and her horse, and that's what it's about. And I really appreciate your help. These are amazing. Thank you so much. But yeah, I just don't want to be going down that road. I want to be able to speak freely and be honest and open about what we go through in the working class areas. How people that's been through stuff in life, how they manage through life in adult and has your inner 40s, 50s, because nobody ever thinks about that. Everybody thinks when a child is abused, the abuse is the trauma, right? The, the abuse is the beginning of the trauma, right? This is what a lot of people don't understand. And it comes and it goes all the way through life. And it's triggered and brought on by all different things that nobody can understand or truly explain. There's not an expert in the world can say they know the answers. Everybody's different. So everybody's got a different answer, guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what I'm going to say about that. I'm going to leave that right there. And once again, I'm going to say thank you. So I'm just going to cut this off and find it somewhere where it's not as windy and come straight back to you. Guys and dolls, right, I'm back. So found a wee wind block here. It's an old shirt. It's going to look into it. Obviously I'm going to be talking about Lee in my videos. When I get back in that. I'm not gonna maybe bring a wee video together. He's getting the studio done up, so work with what we've got. So I'm just gonna go in onto the video about what's on my mind and my opinion. So I've been talking about Tommy Robinson. I've been talking about what I'm worried about something, and I've been saying I haven't been wanting to talk about it because I didn't. So it's night time to talk about it because. Um, so basically, anybody that knows me, personal friends, my biggest worry is that Tommy Robinson is in the most dangerous place he can be in. And the reason why he's in the most dangerous place he can be in is because he is very, very vulnerable. Because I'm worried that they're going to get a weapon in, i.e., a gun. And I have been saying this for a couple of weeks now. It's been my big concern because I'm aware and know of guns being in prison. And lo and behold, the reason why I'm talking about this now is because BBC have brought a report out. Um, and I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to. I'm not going to put it in. But if you want to research it, it's up to you. But basically, there is guns in the prisons, and I've got a. I'm really worried about this, guys. I am really worried about this. I'm worried that this is them trying to plant the seed that there's guns in prison. You know, um, they need to get Tommy out of prison. I'm telling you now that these guys, extremists that are in prison, will be planning and plotting to try and unalive Tommy Robinson as I speak. If not, a plan is already on way, and whatever, or they are still in the stages of planning it. I've got no doubt in my mind. I know how these guys work. I know how the jail works. I know how it makes people's brains work. You've got nothing else to do but time to plot that is what men do. They plot revenge on people who put them in prison, and this is they plot of ways of escaping. Um, that's 110%, guys. Common thread through every prisoner, especially organised prisoners like paramilitaries in Northern Ireland in the maze, IRA, UVF, UDA, and any other sectarian like extremism. As we know, that some of these guys have got military training, and as far as they're concerned, they're jihadis, and there's the prison isn't changing that. You know, they're praying, they're following their teachings, they're doing everything that they did outside, but and they plan and they will also be driving extremism whatever they way through the phones that they have inside as well. So I've got no doubt in my mind there has to be a gun in that jail. I've got no doubt in my mind, guys, and I'm really really worried because I don't think the prison's going to protect Tommy Robinson, and I really do think that they really want him out of the way now because of the East don't understand how bad this is making the government look, guys. And I do know that if anything happens to Tommy Robinson, then it's going to be even worse for them. And but I just don't think they realise that, and it does worry me, guys. So this is a genuine, heartfelt appeal to every one of us to demand that he is released on tag at least. You know what I mean? We don't want him to go to an open. We don't want him not finish his sentence, but he can't finish his sentence in the community. He's in a maximum security prison. He's on solitary confinement. I think he's done enough time. I think that the government have made their point. It's now time to release the man on tag, and where he can be protected properly. Like I've said in my video, there's not a man I know that is in more danger in this country, even when he was on the street. And I'm talking about paramilitaries, I'm talking about gangsters from Glasgow, from London, Aberdeen, Manchester, Liverpool, Northern Ireland, Dublin, Belfast, Londonderry, Armagh, Portadown, heavy boys in all these places, really bad men who have got some enemies. And I can tell you now that every one of them, anybody that knows their stuff will agree with me that Tommy Robinson is the most threatened man in Great Britain today. No, without a doubt. And this this needs to be taken on board. And for the sake of his family, the government need to protect this man. And it's out of the bag now. The BBC have released it. This bulletin that there's guns in the prisons. I believe this is the start of something, and this is what I've been saying to people close to me that I'm really worried about. I'm worried about them getting a gun in, taking a prison officer hostage, and getting the doors and gates opened. And so I want people to understand that this could be a possibility, and we need to. I think it's time now to let the government know. Listen, if this happens, we know that you'll be behind it because if we're talking about this out here, you must be knowing about it in there. You must know the vulnerabilities that you have in that prison, what could be done with a gun, and you hopefully they're taking the right security measures, i.e., not having men on gates and just using automatic locks and cameras instead. That's the only way that Tommy Robinson can be protected. If and I have seen in the jails in Northern Ireland, i.e., Billy Wright, how cameras were turned off, and how if a man is needing to be taken out, i.e., by the government, using puppets of the government, i.e., Crip McWilliams, and yeah, that will happen, and nothing will stop it. So we have previous and we have history of men being executed in jail that the government they didn't want any longer on the streets, and there's no two ways about it. Billy Wright the government hated Billy Wright that much because he wouldn't call a ceasefire. He was a thorn in the side of the government in Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland, everybody was calling ceasefires, but Billy Wright refused, and he was eliminated in prison. Yes, it was the Republicans that done it, but they were definitely aided by the British government, 110%. This is my opinion. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is what I know growing up as a young man in Belfast. And, at the end of the day, they've got previous. And this is why I think the way I think. I keep saying this. This is the reasons why I do my videos. This is the reasons why I talk the way I only talk about what I've experienced. And it's in my head. And I look at it all logically. And logically to me, unless Tommy's getting the right protection in prison, which I don't think he will be getting because of who he is, because of how much the British government hate him, then he is really vulnerable, guys. Really, really vulnerable, and I'm worried. So, I think awareness here needs to come out now. And I'm not wanting views and followers. I just want other people to say what I'm saying. You don't need to give me credit. You don't need to do anything like that. I'm happy plodding away with my followers doing my thing, and I'm going to keep saying that, guys. I don't have the energy for 100,000 followers. I really don't. Um, you know, I can't do what I want to do. I wouldn't enjoy this with that amount. So my stuff is for people to copy and not to copy like screen record. Just say it. You can speak it. Not a problem. You know. This is what it's all about, and this is what people seem to forget. This is what us patriots are all about. We're all about trying to get awareness out and help other people and make sure bad things don't happen to people. This is what Tommy was trying to do with the grooming gangs, and we're spending too much time on nonsense and pointing fingers. And I'm going to jump on, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this, like with the 2C and the past thing. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. We're not, it's not gangs, guys. Some of these are getting on like we're in different gangs. That we love all our patriots. A patriot is allowed to have a different opinion of another patriot. There's if there's things going on, and it's if there's clickbaiting going on, we can take the piss out of each other. You know, we're we're not like that. You know, let guys get it. It's normally over and done with within whatever, and there's a lot goes on behind the scenes that none of us really understand or know much about. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we should be able to have a bit of fun amongst ourselves. And people just take it too serious. You know what I mean? They really do take it too serious. And we need to never be serious with each other. Um, we don't have to like each other. We don't have to agree with each other. This is the thing that nobody. This is one of the problems with Tommy Robinson. People pick a little thing that they don't like about Tommy and they just hate him for it. They don't see the bigger picture, guys. And this is what we've got to remember. Right, and I've done this and I've said this before, and I'm doing this for no other reason but for logical reasons. Right now, we're going through an epidemic of grooming gangs. For the first time in our history, at last, we're getting worldwide recognition of what's been going on to the children. And are you forgetting how horrific things truly are? Your focus should not be getting taken off these girls. Nobody should be allowing your focus to be taken off these girls. And anybody right now, anywhere that's got hundreds of thousands of followers that's doing anything other than focusing on getting Tommy Robinson out of prison and getting justice for our girls, getting justice against the people who let the girls down, i.e., social work, police officers, and politicians, finding out why there's over 50 politicians that have got sexual offences, and just find out what is going on with the politics. What is Nigel Farage all about? Why is he not answering the hard questions? Who is going to take the hard decisions in this country that need to be taken? We've got 4 years. If we don't get it right, then we've got another 4 years of madness. You understand? And we're all here bickering over nonsense, right? Right? Yeah, yeah. There's lots going on, right? Some people clickbait, some people do things different, some people aren't 100% genuine, and some people are 100% genuine. And sometimes, you know, difference of opinion. Guys, it's no big deal. Yeah, let's move on. Let's not let anybody make a big deal of it any longer. It happened weeks ago. I forgot about it. You just forgot about it, and that's So my advice is to everybody is stop talking about it. Unless you're talking about what I've just said, then just can have a break from YouTube. Have a wee break. Do what I'm doing. Go and see another YouTuber. Somebody that thinks like you, talks like you, believes in what you say, and because trust me, two birds, my favorite saying, two birds of a feather flock together. It's true. It's just like us as well, you know. And personally, we all need friends like Lee. That's the truth. Feel like we've known Lee for 6 months. We both started this together, and yeah, I feel like I've known him all my life. You know what I mean? There's so similarities. Everything's so similar. We're the same age in a ring, so it's good. You know what I mean? But sometimes, like I say, we all doubt ourselves in so many ways. Sometimes you just need a mate to say, you know what, it's all good, and that's all it takes sometimes, guys, because it is difficult. This life is difficult to navigate, so it is. It's difficult for everybody, and everybody has different levels of difficulty. You know what I mean? So, um, Yeah, I'm not going to go on and on. Those are the two things I wanted to cover about. Like I say, I talk about what's on my mind. I don't know what else to talk about apart from how beautiful this place is. And I will bring another wee video a day with Lee. We'll go for a wee walk and talk and or something like that. But yeah, it's really, really nice. Really, really beautiful. Um, yeah, baby's doing great. You know, crying a wee bit. I'm not going to go into it too much. Women will understand, you know what I mean? But obviously, Katie's breastfeeding and, it's a comfort thing. She won't settle. She's wanting to be with Katie all the time, and it's getting a bit much, you know what I mean? So we are thinking about a dummy tit, you know what I mean, for the comfort thing. And Lee, you know what I mean? Lee's wife, uh, midwife, all her days, you know what I mean? So amazing, first class information and advice. It is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, everything's normal, just normal baby stuff. But when you're first time parents, especially for Katie, being younger, like whoa, but she's doing amazing, absolutely amazing. Like I keep on saying, um, I'm not going to say I'm fortunate and I'm lucky. You know, I knew how amazing Katie was. You know what I mean? So the rest of the world's about to find out. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's not a pun, guys. You know, this is how amazing. I know how far she's going to go in life. You know what I mean? So, yeah, um, yeah. Look, he's very lucky, very lucky. You know, so yeah, happy days, guys. Everything's good. My leg is back to normal. Even I've even went up a hill and down a hill and on a bit of uneven ground just to test it. You know what I mean? It's about 3 days now of proper rest. You know what I mean? 2 days of like proper bed rest. Um, but now that's it gone, and no painkillers or nothing like that. So happy days. So yeah, a lot happier. Um, Starting to eat a bit more, like getting more food into me. Waiting for the results. And I can't go into too much because there's other people talking to me about stuff like, but it could be me worrying about the results. It could be a lot of things, you know what I mean? And things that I don't really understand, you know what I mean? They're saying anxiety. I don't feel like I'm anxious, you know what I mean? But apparently you don't need to feel anxious. It's just subconscious stuff going through your mind. You know, I'm sure you probably know more about it than I do. I have been told that a lot of times, but it's the kind of thing where I sort of ignore and go, nah, no, I'm not anxious. You're talking about anxiety, you know what I mean? But I'm starting to listen a wee bit more now and maybe think, maybe they've got something here. So yeah, it's not until good friends like Lee actually sit you down and go, listen, you know, this is what happens. This could be what happening, and obviously getting advice from, um, I don't know if it'd be already saying her name, Claire, Lee's partner, because obviously it's our partners like Katie. Even though we've all got mental health problems, but like whenever people like us, like Lee and other people, like man, it's anybody that's done things in life. I can't be careful because I've got something. I can't say too much. I can't say too much about Lee because a lot of people, men, do things in life that they don't like being spoken about. Personally, I'm like, I can talk about it, and that's brilliant. You know what I mean? But some men are different. You know what I mean? So, but other men have been through things for different reasons. It's not always about abuse. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's good to be able to. It's what I'm trying to say is the partners of us men are the people you really need to talk to. They're the ones that should be like the psychologists and you know what I'm saying. They're the ones that are able to sit somebody down and I honestly think like anybody out there that's a partner. Not going to say any names, but one particular guy reached out to me. You know who I'm talking about, and the wealthy information and knowledge and experience that you have of what you're going through with your partner right now, with the conditions that she's dealing with. You know, you could use that to help other people as well. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. We're all here. I'm here to give you the skills to help somebody else, and hopefully we can do it. And hopefully together we all get better. You know what I mean? And together we can be saying, I'm helping such and such, and I'm helping this person, and this is what the problem is. And yeah, I can maybe say, well, try saying this because it's all about talking. There's no medication involved. This is because it's a wee brother, it's a wee sister. So I mean, you're talking to the person in here. That's when you're talking to you're totally ignoring. You're telling them to ignore the wee brother right now. I'm talking to you, and then you battle out a plan to sort the wee brother out. Wee brother's never happy about it. You know what I mean? But like I say, you're more powerful. We are more powerful than that. You in here is always you're always going to beat that up there, and it's not until you realize that and you start understanding that, and that's when the battle begins. And like I say, you know people like us win battles. You must know that when it's going through life. Yeah, and it's not great. You know what I mean? And nobody gets it, and you always look the worst person in the world. But in your heart, you've always won the battle. You know what I mean? Everybody else is losing, but you're not thinking about that. But yeah, I know complex. Yeah, I get it, guys. So I'm not going to baffle these anymore. Um, but yeah, I'm in a good place again, as always. Always in a good place. Ups and downs, the roller coasters of life. And like I say, guys, you got to just come with me and support me just with your words, your comments, and let me know if I'm getting through to anybody, if I'm helping anybody, and that's all I'm asking of you guys. It's really nice to buy me a coffee thing, absolutely amazing, and but um, I'm okay, guys. I am generally okay. We do all right. You know what I mean? And we live on the breadline, and it is tough at times. You know what I mean? But every family is feeling it. And this is my problem. There's worthier people out there. You understand? You know, there's people out there that you could help that are in a lot worse condition than me. You know what I mean? And as a human being, as a man, that I've got to say that. You know what I mean? Um, there's better people than me that deserve your money, guys. There's no two ways about it, But I really appreciate it. I'm kind of amazing, you know what I mean? But like, I'm not going to go on and on and on and on about it, But it's difficult not to go on and on and on about it because you got to understand what it's like for me to go through life. And a lot of men won't say it, you know what I mean? That if they were to ever come across a situation where they find unlimited kindness, yeah, that's what it is. I'm overwhelmed with kindness and really nice, amazing words. Like some of the things that you are saying about when I put myself down and like sometimes people say things in a way that it's fucking from the heart, and it blows me away. It fucking blows me away, guys. And guys that have been through prison and hardness and hard men and a lot of these men aren't hard. Like I say, I'm not hard. A lot of these men aren't hard now, but they all pretend to be hard. A swagger and he looking at, you know what I mean, and just nastiness because it's a nasty world, these prisons and you know what I mean, and and then to be, to, to find people, a lot of people, hundreds of people, if not thousands, so beautiful with so nice with kindness and making me feel good, and obviously there's haters and all the rest of it, but like I say, I deal better with that. I deal better with haters and people trying to come at me with whatever than because I'm more used to that. Honestly, that's like a walk in the park. I swear to God, the kindness and the niceness is overwhelming, and I can't explain it any other way. It really is, and it has affected me in a really positive way. A bit blown away and a bit thingy at first, but I'm starting to, you know, I'm starting to understand that there's a lot of good in the world, you know what I mean? And I was just in the wrong place. I've just been in the wrong place, and that's all it is. And like I said before, I have came across good people, but they turned out to be bad, you know what I mean? And, you know, they were God fearing and all that, and they said they were God fearing, and you know what I mean? But really, they were taking advantage of kids. As far as I'm concerned, they were taking advantage of, um, you know, foster children, you know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion, you know what I mean? You know, I worked that out when I was 12-year old and even I'm now 55 and looked at it from all different angles and my opinion's never changed, you know? Um, Only God will judge them. If they were putting it all on, you know, for whatever reason, but deep down they were evil and bad, then, you know, God will punish them for it, like big time, Um, I'm not gonna. I could be here. See, I could go on all day, but I'm gonna go back. Gonna go back to my wonderful hosts, and yeah, absolutely beautiful part of the world. It really is. Like it really is. Scotland, of course. But that's what I mean. You know what I mean, guys? Honestly, Scotland is beautiful. You know, it really is. It's a gem we need to hold on to. It really is, guys, and that's another reason why I'm here. I want this for my daughter. I want this to stay like this for my daughter. I want her to be safe, guys. I want her just to go to school and come home from school and go out and play with her mates and not worry, you know. And at the end of the day, guys, no matter how bad a working class area was in any part, Liverpool, Belfast, Glasgow, Manchester, back in the day, our kids were safe. Yes, we had pedos and weirdos and, guys pretending to be clergy and school teachers and scout leaders, and they used to target things where they would get in access to our children. That was more what we had than like people going out onto the parks. Yes, yes, one or two here and there, but in general, our kids were safe, guys. You know what I mean? Nowadays, there's so many parts of England where I feel so sorry for the families where they can't let their kids enjoy the freedoms that we had, and that alone is absolutely shameless. It's that alone is absolutely, it's the government should hang their head in shame that they let our great nation get to that particular state. Never mind anything else, just that there's areas now in Great Britain where young, white, Sikh, Jewish children can't go out and play because there's men taking photographs, luring at them, and trying to pull them away with drinking drugs. And that's the facts. That is the facts that's going on, and it's spreading. It is getting bigger and bigger. Tommy brought up in it. Luton was one of the first places. Just look at the mosques, how quickly they grew and how quickly the place. And this isn't a thing on Muslims. This is just trying to explain to you that this is where these predators will be. They'll be in these communities, and that was the whole point that Tommy Rum saying. If any one of you had been brought up in that, you would have been active. I would have been an activist. I wouldn't have lasted as long as Tommy. I would have shot it. You know what I mean? I don't have. I've always said I'm half the man Tommy Robinson is, but guys, you know what I mean? 110%, like. But I would have been like him and had a go. But once the government done that, I would have been like, oh, I can't handle this. I can't do this. Um. So yeah, it's no longer just looting, right? We know that now. So yeah, Scotland, Northern Ireland. You've got to hang on to what you've got, guys. You've got to hang on to what you've got. Going to say no more. Say the wrong thing. Like I say, it's my opinion. You know, guy with complex PTSD, personality disorder, so they say, and they're apparently ADHD, but I'm not even gonna get tested for that because that's just nonsense. You know what I mean? But this is what they say. This is what's happening with everything and people and kids being born with all sorts now. You know what I mean? And I was all right before my mum died, and just what's happened to me it created the problems I have. But I know that I'm working my way back and working it all out and fixing it all, putting it all back to where it's meant to be. And it is possible because I wasn't born like this. You know what I mean? I'm still here. The man that was born is still here. All this here is what's happened to me. So, same for you guys. Listen, all my love and God bless every single one of you.